Hello, welcome to another episode, a live episode in fact, of Notified. I'm Brett Campbell, your host as always, and today we have two very exciting stories. Facebook stories, in fact, have just reached 150 million active users, so what does that actually mean? Very good news for advertisers. And also Instagram have just officially launched their resharing of posts to stories. That's pretty cool as well. I'll be able to give you a bit of a demonstration on how that works. So first, cab off the rank. The first thing, the story that we're going to be looking at is Facebook Stories. Facebook Stories has just hit 150 million daily viewers, right? And of course, this must be their parameter. Once 150 million users are hit, advertising is going to roll out. That's what Instagram did. Once they got to 150 million active users, here comes the ad. So start expecting a lot more advertisements popping up through your Facebook stories. It was only recently, probably a couple of months ago, that Facebook stories has merged with Messenger Day stories. I remember when we started our all or nothing vlog, our daily entrepreneurial vlog, we mapped out all the different stories and different features and all of these things that were available, and it's changed completely since then. So this is really exciting. I've got the graph here. Check this out. I mean, it does bring to perspective the power of Facebook and Instagram. If you look at this, Instagram have 300 million active daily users. Snapchat, who really bought out this feature, who really came to the party in 2013, they launched with the story feature. They have 191 active million users as of May 2018. That's the most updated stats we have there. And Facebook stories, there's no stopping this behemoth, 150 million already. And Facebook Messenger stories, they've still got that running in some place, 70 million. So that's combine that, there's some unbelievable opportunities here for Facebook advertisers, for businesses, for entrepreneurs, for people who want to get their story and message and brand out there to the marketplace. So we go in here, basically what they're going to be looking at is they're going to be using a 5 to 15 second video ads. And this is a really key thing, is you can actually skip the ad as well. I'm not sure, it doesn't state here, according to TechCrunch, it doesn't state how long, like with Facebook, with YouTube ads, for example, gives you like a 5 second. I know the Instagram ads, give you, sometimes it's a forced 15 seconds, sometimes it's 5 second. I'm sure Facebook will come out and they'll have that ability to skip after, maybe 3-4 seconds. So that's exciting. They actually started in their testing as of the last couple of days in the United States first, Mexico and Brazil. So expect it to come to an iPhone or an Android phone. Geez, here I am thinking that iPhones are the only phones in the world. It's probably because I've got 1, 2, 3 iPhones sitting all around me. It's all I'm exposed to. The iPhone apocalypse, I'm telling you. So it's extremely exciting. Not so much exciting for Snapchat. It's obviously just recently been noticed that it's had its worst drop off from users in its short history. But here's something that Mark Zuckerberg says, is they really need to make sure that they do these stories right, because they are looking at removing the right column advertisements. Stories could literally be the solution for Facebook to be able to, now that the newsfeed is just totally overgrown and there's no more space for ads, so to speak. They're now opening up an entire new avenue. I mean, we're talking 150 million active users. That's surely going to be able to pump out, I imagine, 600 million ads throughout the day at least, so there's going to be a lot of opportunity there. It's interesting how the CPO, Chris Cox, actually said that stories will surpass newsfeed posts as the top way to share. So if you're not using stories, or you haven't really been paying attention to it, in the next 6 to 12 months, it's really going to become the way in which they believe consumers are going to consume the content. Super exciting. If we look down here, there literally, where was this interesting feature? It's taken Facebook stories 14 months to reach 150 million users, where Instagram hit 150 million users just after 5 months. I think what that was because Facebook have got to be really cautious they're not stealing Facebook story viewing from Instagram stories as well, because when Instagram came out, their job was just to crush Snapchat, and they did that quite easily. 300 million Instagram stories a day versus Snapchat 191 million currently. So there's a massive opportunity for you as a business, as a personal brand, to be able to get engagement out there to a wider market. So extremely exciting there. What I also want to look at is the demise of Snapchat. Is it staying around? Is it going to be there? I think Snapchat has a stronghold in the younger population market. I don't think it's going to disappear. It's not going to be a MyScene, MySpace. Shout out to Ben right there with MyScene. Go check out that app. Client of ours. Snapchat sunk to its lowest daily ever growth rate. Paltry, they use the word paltry, 2.1% last quarter, where Facebook grew 3.42%. Now those numbers seem low, but when you're talking on hundreds of millions of scale, that's very significant. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens there. So what I would say is, if you're not looking at the Facebook stories, you need to start having a look at that, at least as a consumer, looking at it, seeing how other businesses are advertising, what they're doing through it. So you may be you might get interested in being able to advertise through Facebook stories yourself. So super really cool. That's a new word, a new sentence. I'm making that up and I'm sticking with it. In other news, our second story that we're going to be talking about today is Instagram officially launches resharing of posts to stories. So we're on a bit of a story theme here, and I want to share this with you first and foremost. If we look at the Instagram, so I'm going to bring up my app here. Hopefully you can see. We're going to have to do a bit of a zoom in, I'm sure, on that. But you go to your Instagram profile, and let's say you're scrolling through, your Instagram feed. In this case, I'll go to my beautiful wife's page just to give her a shout out, and just to show you I'm probably punching above my weight. Boom. Anyway, let's say I like this photo, which I really do. What you want to do is you're going to come here and you're going to hit on the little paper aeroplane. I don't know why I said paper, but paper aeroplanes, that's where I learned my paper aeroplane trade with paper. But you hit on the little icon that looks like an aeroplane or an arrow, depending on how you want to roll with that. And all you do is you select this. There's an option that says add post to your story. So all of a sudden, if you're sitting there going, I don't know what to put on my own story, I don't want to be on my own story, you could go to brands, you could go to other businesses, you can find other content, and you can curate it through your stories. That's pretty game changing. So we're going to go select that, add post to your story. There's two things that you can do. You can see it just pulls in the image, or I can tap that and it actually pulls in the entire post, and it even has the Emily Campbell official. If you're not yet following her, go over and give Emily a follow. Tell her I sent you. So you can, again, you've got an option. You can have it just the image or just that. Because I'm just going to show the whole thing, I'm going to go now send to. But before you do that, here's another way on how you could really leverage this if you're not wanting to post your own content. Let's say you see something out there, an example of something that you do, and you have to be careful with this. I don't want you just, using people's content to just build your business or brand, or, you gaining traction off something you didn't actually achieve yourself. But what I mean by that is you can still, if you've got over 11,000 Instagram followers, you can use the swipe up feature. So let's say I want to go here. I'm collaborating with Emily in this case, let's just say. And I go, cool, I'm going to go swipe up, and I'm going to go put a link in for Emily. So I can go emilycampbell.com.au, swipe up to visit her website. Unbelievable. Then you can just go send, and I can go add that to my story. I'm going to share that. Hopefully you can see the screen, or else it'll look very awkward. Yeah, you can see the screen? Oh, excellent, mate. Good stuff. The team in the background working hard. So now that story is shared to my story. There's a lot of story words here, but I think that's a really cool feature. That's gonna, there it is right there. Boom. Look at that. Absolutely amazing feature for you now. There's really no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse for you as a creator or as a business, as a brand now, that you can't be out there curating content at least. Media are going to love this. If you're doing collaborations with other businesses, then this is another really cool way on how you could do it. So I'd love to see how you're going to utilize any of these particular features, these story features. You can head over to, if you want to find out more about these articles, TechCrunch brought this information to us via techcrunch.com. They're always a very valuable source of, the newest and the most up-to-date, what's happening, what's changing. A lot of the features you'll probably see in there as well is, they're limited to where you are, your demographic, etc. So that's all I've got. Excuse me, I made it. My voice almost lost it. But there we have it. Officially, you can now share stories, or you can now share posts of other people to your stories. And of course, Facebook ads are coming to Facebook stories. Check it out. If you're an advertiser, you're a marketer, you're a business owner, get in there and have a look. The beautiful thing of it is because there's already the ability to be able to create ads and put it in Instagram stories. I say it would be a very seamless process for you to be able to, I'm sure it's just going to be a click of a button, add to Facebook stories as well. That's going to be game changing. Really looking forward to seeing that. Facebook are also, they're very aware, and I know this was my first thought is, why is there no swipe up feature for Facebook? They're bringing that ability. Right now there is not an ability to be able to link out with the swipe up feature. That's coming, so that'll be adding a huge advantage to business owners. I'm not sure what the cap they'll put on there, if you have to have a certain amount of followers or friends or users, etc. But that certainly is coming, and they're also coming out with a brand new, I guess you'd say, analytics dashboard, because in order for them to sell more ad space on stories, they need to show us marketers, us business owners, that it's going to be profitable. And right now there just isn't those metrics for you to be able to make a very logical decision. You're basically just going out there and having a bit of a crack at it at the moment. So get out there and have a bit of a crack at it, and let me know what you think. Leave us a comment down below if you've taken anything from this episode of Notified. If you have any particular questions, feel free to pipe them down there as well. We'll get back to you at our earliest convenience. Sounded like my answer phone then. Hi, I'm Brett Campbell. Thank you for calling. Leave a message below and I'll get back to you at my earliest convenience. Thank you and have a great day. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Notified. As always, as my mother has called me from day one, I'm Brett Campbell, founder of the Campbell Media Group, where we help businesses do more business by utilizing the most cutting-edge digital marketing strategies at the forefront of innovation. You see that? Sounds like I've said that a few times, Jake. But there you go. That's what we do. If you feel that Campbell Media Group might be able to help serve you, your business, generate more leads, more customers, and generate a very, very positive return on investment, give us a holler. Let us know down below. Send me a DM. Do whatever you need to do. Find me on the stories. Find me on the gram. Find me on LinkedIn, wherever you're going to find me. Or you could just go to campbellmediagroup.com.au, either other. Totally up to you. You can do them all if you like. See you on the next episode. Thank you. Have you stopped it?
No.
Oh, she's lucky. Let me. Almost forgot the old sign off. I was so content with that ending that I thought, you know what, that's pretty. We could roll with that. But as always, I'm Brett Campbell, and you've been notified.